and I'm the founder of the Beulah Spa History Project. I set up the project as I couldn't understand why the Beulah Spa, such an important place in the social history of London, was forgotten and unmarked. So I wrote a book about it all, and then I asked Councillor Ryan if he'd help out with some funding, which he did, and the Norwood Society also got on board, and then I liaised with the Friends of Spa Woods. Now they do lots of work tidying the woods, and they have work days every month. So as for the Beulah Spa being forgotten, well, not from today onwards, as we now have a granite stone and a history lectern to remember it. So where we're all standing is the exact spot where the 14-feet well spring once bubbled. It's still there today. This natural spring had been well known to locals for many years before the Beulah Spa attraction arrived. The area was all part of the Great Norwood, and it belonged to the Archbishop of Canterbury, and it was well known for charcoal burning, and they supplied the fuel needs of London. In 1806, the manor was bought by John Davison Smith, and he had the water well analysed by Michael Faraday. And Michael Faraday said the spa waters were equal to, if not superior to, those of Bath, Wells and Cheltenham. So Smith employed Decimus Burton, who was a well-known architect, and he designed the pump room, which is still there. It served as an entrance lodge, and many rustic buildings, arbours, summer houses and seats. Just here there was an octagonal reading room that was used for refreshment and as a Swiss confection. The actual well was covered in a large sort of wigwam shape. It was designed this shape to emulate the dried timber pyramids that the charcoal burners would make on these very slopes. So the Beulah Spa opened in 1831. It hosted many fetes and galas. It was visited by dukes, duchesses, princes, princesses, queen consorts, future kings, Edward VII, even Queen Victoria came here on 4 occasions. The spa, it saw writers, artists, poets, singers, magicians, musicians, tightrope walkers, balloonists, gymnasts, dancers, acrobats, archers, clowns, jesters, jugglers, sword swallowers, Italian singing minstrels, and gypsy fortune tellers. Songs and plays and poems were written about the spa. Charles Dickens, William Makepeace Thackeray, the caricaturist George Cruikshank, the playwright Charles Dance. The spring water was brought up from the well in an urn-shaped vessel with a silver handle on a rope and pulley. It was described as being beautifully transparent and sparkling. Bitter to taste, the sulphate of magnesia, sodium chloride, carbonate of lime, carbonate of soda, and carbonic acid gas. In 1836, Thomas Whitlam Atkinson became the proprietor, and he added a lower lake down on the corner of the lawns and an upper lake. And he even designed a royal crescent that was going to go along the top, like the one at Bath, but that was never realised. At its most popular, it saw 10,000 people in one day, and they all arrived by horse and carriage, and the carriages backed right way along Beulah Hill to Crown Point. And from May till September, a band would play on that very spot every day from 11 AM until dusk. Even the composer Johann Strauss Sr. stood on that very spot conducting his band. The spa boasted a camera obscura up at the top. There was a maze over there, an archery ground on the lawns, and this area here was closely cut for dancing. So brace yourselves later on. Refreshments and best quality wines were provided. You could hire cutlery and plates, and visitors were encouraged to bring picnics to eat on certain lawns and in the tents. By 1856, what with changing fashions and the coming of the railways, which allowed Londoners to travel further afield, and of course the arrival of the Crystal Palace just around the corner, and that's when the Beulah Spa closed. been forgotten for 162 years, and today it finally gets the attention it deserves. I want to thank Councillor Ryan, whose funding allowed all of this to happen, to Stephen Oxford of the Norwood Society for getting on board and helping me, to Debbie Paul and Chloe Stein of the Friends of Spa Woods, to Miki Weiser of Croydon Council for helping me with all the permissions for the event and the stone and the lectern, to Edwin Mallins and Sam Bentley-Toone, who helped install the lectern, to Dale Shields and Colin Parrish, who installed the well stone. Now future generations can remember this very special and magical place. Thank you.